Hey, it's Joey D, and welcome to my podcast, Joey D's Golfing Journey. Now sit back, relax, and have some fun. Well. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Joey D's Golf Journey, the podcast. Hey, what can I say? I have been out of commission for a little while from my YouTube account and from making podcasts. And why is that? Well, I just got back from Myrtle Beach a few days ago. So I was there from Friday to Friday playing in the Myrtle Beach World Amateur Tournament. The tournament itself is 4 days, but me and my buddies were down there, so we played golf Saturday and Sunday, and then I was in the tournament Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I made the drive back to Connecticut from Myrtle Beach, which was about a 14-hour ride, and then was at my home course on Saturday and Sunday and Monday because it's Labor Day weekend. So I have played a ton of golf, and not to mention at the time of this recording, it is now September 2nd, Tuesday, which is my league night. So overall, I have played, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I have played golf 10 out of the last 11 days or 11 out of the last 12 days. I think it's 10 out of the last 11 days. Hey, I want to make one correction. For any of you who watched the How Low Can We Go episode, the scramble that we did, I don't know, math was never my best subject. I'm going to tell you that. But my course is a par 35, and we birdied every hole but one, and that's 8 under. So that's a total of, we shot 27 that day, not 28. So when you watch that video, and I tell you at the end we shot 28, I was one off. We shot 27. I am still trying to get that team back together to play the back nine at that course, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen. Hey, let me talk about Myrtle Beach a little bit. So this World Am tournament that we have down there, or that they have down there, it's my second year going to it. It's broken up into, God, I don't know how many different divisions. There is like 3,000 people that go down to this. I think they were like 14 short of 3,000 people this year. So I was in the 50 to 59-year-old division, the 7.5 to 8.2, or 7.2 to 8.2 handicap. So they ask you what your current handicap is. They ask you what your low handicap index was for the year, and then they go by your low handicap index for the year. And that's the division you play in. Now, I went into Myrtle Beach playing like absolute dog shit, and I proceeded to play like absolute dog shit down there. I have lost so much distance off the tee inexplicably. I don't know why, but I'm not carrying the ball for shit. And when you play down at Myrtle Beach, especially if you're from the Northeast, they talk about, because it's down at sea level, how you hit it like 7% less. Well, I found that to be true. I mean, I was hitting my 150 club like 135, 140 at best. And it took me till the fourth round to suck it up and say, Joe, pick the right fucking club. You need to pick more club to hit this shot. Now you're looking at it and you're like, man, there's just no way. But until I started doing that, I couldn't score. So I shot 90, 91, 96 the third day. That's because I had to take a 9 on a hole, right? I couldn't do anything. I mean, my drives were going nowhere. And every single hole I had like 3 wood into the green. So these courses that I were playing, they were like 6,200 yards. There's been a lot of rain down in the Carolinas. These courses were playing like 6,500, 6,600 yards for me. And I was taking the head cover off of, it seemed like, every second shot. And I mean, usually I hit my 3 wood like 215 or so. I couldn't even, I was hitting it like 180. It was ridiculous. And it wasn't until the final day, I played a course called Panthers Run, and it was a little drier that day, and I decided that I was going to finally suck it up and choose better clubs. Well, I had 0 double bogeys the last day, and I shot 83. Not great. It was a lot of bogeys, but the reason for that is I'm just not hitting the ball. The ball's not going as far. It would not fly as far down there. So, but I decided I was not going to try to hit any hero shots while I was down there on the second day. I'm sorry, the last day. And once I got over my ego and just started pulling more club, I scored better. What can I say? I scored better. I have since come back from Myrtle Beach, and I've continued to play like garbage. I played like garbage this weekend on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I think I shot 85 on Saturday, which was my best round of the weekend. It was, my handicap was up to an 11.3. Last year, at one point, I got down to a 7. I finished last year at an 8.1 or 2. And I've, 8.2, because I started this year at an 8.2, and I'm already up to like an 11.3 or something. I can't explain it. I don't know what's going on. I've kind of lost it with my driver. I don't know. And it's happened over the last couple weeks. My scores have really ballooned the last month or so. I think you guys probably saw it a little bit in that how low can we go scramble video that I made. I kept saying, I've lost it with my driver. Well, there was rounds where I got it back, whatever. I normally hit this nice draw, but I've been hitting these little weak slaps to the right lately. Like I can't get through the ball, and I have no explanation right now as to why. I know it's got to be something simple. A bunch of guys have given me a bunch of tips, and so far, nothing's working. But you know what? Golf's a funny game. I've been through this before. We've all been through this, right? We've all been through these struggles in golf. And you really have to not let golf define you and just realize that you're not a pro. I'm not a pro. And, we're going to go through some shitty stuff. And we don't have the professional coaches and, to help us out, at our beck and call. We have to either go pay for lessons or figure it out on our own or watch YouTube or whatever it is we do. And so, I have taken a couple lessons, but they're not cheap. The pro who teaches at my course, Steve Madison, unbelievable pro, unbelievable teacher, but it's $135 an hour. I've also taken lessons from this guy named John Cook, who's in the area. He charged me only $90 an hour, but he's not really in the golf industry as much anymore. He used to be a head pro at some of the courses here, and he got out of the golf business. And now he's working for regular 9-to-5 job, and he does teaching on the side. But he's a good teacher, and he's very knowledgeable about the game. So you know what? But it's already September 2nd here. I only probably have a good couple months left of the golf season here in Connecticut, maybe 3. We usually get through November, and depending on how fast winter gets here, the season could be over in, early December, or, you could stretch it out a little bit. Ultimately, our course closes every year on December the 15th. And so then if we want to play, we got to find a course that's open all year long. And there's a bunch of them up here that are open all year long. So as long as there's no snow, you can get out there and play. So, hopefully we have some of those freakishly warm days. Last winter, we really didn't. Last winter, it was cold all year. The entire winter. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I hate winter. I fucking despise winter. For those of you who I'm insulting with my F-bombs, I'm sorry, but this is how I talk. And I always talk about keeping it real out here. I don't even realize I'm doing it half the time until after I've already said it. But so please forgive me. And, if you find it offensive, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but this is me. This is me. You'll see it in our videos too. Maybe that's why I don't have, thousands of followers yet. But my channel is growing, right? I'm at 393 subscribers now. I was picking up about 50 a month or so, which has been great. I hope that I continue to grow. Haven't had an on-course video out there in a couple weeks, but there will be some that are going to be done. Let's see. So I know for sure in 2 weeks I'm shooting a video. It's already planned out, and it's going to be kind of another how low can you go thing, and it's going to be basically how much can increased distance, how much difference can it make to the average golfer? And how am I going to accomplish that? We're just going to have to watch. But basically, there's a way that I'm going to add yardage to my driver instantly. And, you know what? It's no secret, right? I'm going to play from the forward tees. As what Bryson does when he's trying to break 50 and all that stuff. I'm going to move to the forward tees. Some of those tees, I'm going to get a difference of like 15, 20 yards. Some of them, I'm going to get a difference of like 50 yards. I think just one hole, I'm going to get a difference of like 60-something yards. Okay? So we will see how much extra distance can help the average golfer improve their score, right? And a lot of us are chasing distance. I kind of stopped chasing distance a while ago, but I am the shortest hitter in my group. I am. But when I'm playing my best golf, I score the lowest, right? My handicap is lower than anybody in my group that I play with. However, I used to be pretty fucking good. I used to carry a 4 or 5 handicap for years. I played to a solid like 6, for like 10, 15 years. And then I went through my first divorce, and then, everything was kind of a mess. I got involved in a second relationship, and I went from playing golf all the time to playing golf once every other weekend, and my game suffered for it. I didn't practice in between, and, golf is one of those games where you have to stay involved. I don't care if you're just holding a club in your hand in your house or just practicing swinging or whatever, but you got to be doing something golf-related, man, to keep your mind in it and just keep that muscle memory going. In any case, my golf really suffered, and so I'm kind of like, I don't have that problem anymore. Like, I'm playing all the time, but right now my game's in the shitter. So I'm working on it. It's going to come back. I just went and bought a new driver today. Nobody knows. I'm going to break it out in the league tonight. I brought the Cobra Dark Speed X driver. Last year's model. I got a good deal on it. I went to Dick's Sporting Goods and I got it for like $300. I mean, you're not going to find top label drivers, not even last year's models, for like $300, but Dick's was having a sales on it, and I was like, yes, I will take one, please. It was really an impulse buy, but most of my golf stuff are impulse buys. A lot of the stuff that I buy, the direct-to-consumer stuff, those aren't necessarily impulse buys. They are bought in, with me having an idea in mind of how I'm going to test it or do a review and then be able to have a contest for the viewers of my YouTube channel. So, but right now I have one contest going on that I announced the winner of, and I still have another contest coming up where I'm giving away a 2 hybrid. I'd have to actually look at my videos. I've been away so long that I don't even know if I made the video for the 2 hybrid or not. I'm at the go double check. All right. Hey, let's move on to the PGA Tour. I cannot begin to tell you how happy I am for Tommy Fleetwood. Now, living up in the Connecticut area, living in the Hartford area, I have said this many times, I volunteer at the Travelers Championship every single year. And I usually go on the weekends as a spectator. This year we didn't go. We had a big tournament at our course. We were pretty beat. We didn't go. But I was gutted for Tommy Fleetwood at the end of that, and on Sunday when he blew that tournament. And you have to say, that's the only way you can explain it. Like, I know that Keegan Bradley made that clutch birdie putt on the last hole to win it. And Keegan Bradley, man, he's a freaking hound dog. That dude is, a bulldog. He just goes in for the kill. And it was a popular win because he's from Vermont. I don't, you guys probably know this. He's the nephew of Pat Bradley from Vermont. She used to play on the LPGA Tour. She's a Hall of Famer. But he thinks of the Travelers Championship as another major for him. So, the crowd was really pulling for him. But I really wanted Tommy Fleetwood to win. I did, because I'm going to tell you something. Being a marshal there, standing on the third tee and doing my, holding those paddles, whatever, these guys come up onto the tee and you get to see them up close and personal. And Tommy Fleetwood is such a good guy. Always looks at you and says hi, gives you a nod, whatever. Most of the pros just walk right the fuck by you. Now, I get it. Listen, they're doing a job. They have to focus. Their job is not to sit there and have a conversation with the guy holding the paddles on the third tee. The only time I usually have a conversation with any of these guys is when they say, sir, can you please move over here, or can you stand here, or can you stand there? Well, actually, when Keegan Bradley came up this year, I actually approached him and I said, Mr. Bradley, where would you like me to stand? Because 2 years ago, the guy moved me like 4 times. So I was like, dude, where do you want me to stand? Just tell me where you want me to stand. So he pointed to the exact spot, and that's where I stood. And that's where I stood every single day. Well, I only worked Thursday and Friday. But, both days I made sure that I was in that same spot when he came up on the tee. But anyway, Tommy Fleetwood, he didn't win it. I was gutted for him. And then I think he had, he could have won another tournament that he lost. But then finally, on the Tour Championship, what a tournament for him to get his first win. To win the Tour Championship, to win the FedEx Cup, it was such a popular win. The dude is he's just the real deal. I'm telling you, he's such a nice guy. And you tell that he wanted to win so badly on the PGA Tour. And to keep the attitude that he has. And that's why I look at myself right now and I say, I'm playing like shit, man, right? But look at poor Tommy Fleetwood, who does this for a living. This guy was so close to getting his first win so many times. I mean, he had I think they said, I don't even know how many second place finishes he had. I forgot what they said. I wanted to say it's double digits, right? Almost there. Heartbreak City, Canadian Open, that bomb putt that was made against him. I mean, he's just had some tough luck. Some of it he's done to himself, and some of it has been, stuff out of his control. So it was a great win. Tommy Fleetwood's the man. Congratulations, Tommy. I'm wicked, wicked happy for you. So what else do we want to talk about? You know what I want to talk about? I listened to a couple audiobooks while I was driving down to Myrtle Beach. One of the books that I listened to was written and narrated by a guy who worked for IMG, and he basically talked about all the different players that he has represented through the years, and it was really a good book, and it was called, my goodness, what was it called? I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at my library. I think it was called Rainmaker, and so I've listened to a lot of golf books lately. I listened to Faraday, which is, it's kind of a weird thing. It's an autobiography, but it was written by John Feinstein, but Faraday told all the stories. John Feinstein wrote the book, and he narrated the audiobook. So they talked about Faraday in the third person, but it was Faraday's book. It's really hard to explain. I just was learning the difference between biography and autobiography the other day. Right? So whatever. So that was a good book. And then there was Rainmaker. I'm pretty sure that one says I have 2 hours left to it. That is not the one I was listening to. But in any case, that's going to drive me crazy because I can't see it. I then, on the way back from Myrtle Beach, I listened to Phil, which was written by Alan Shipnick, and that's a very telling book. That is a side of Phil that I didn't even know existed. There is a bit of a snake side to Phil, and that other book I'm talking about, where the guy worked for IMG. Is it Rainmaker? For God's sakes, I'm really looking here, and I'm trying to see here if this is the book or not. But he talked. He represented Greg Norman. They talked about how that company started with a handshake with Arnold Palmer, and it just went through the whole gamut of things. And it's a great book, and I enjoyed that very much. So right now I'm also listening to, I listened to another book called Together We Roared, and that was the book that was written by Steve Williams. He did not narrate it, but it was a great book. And now I've started listening to I'm listening to The Second Life of Tiger Woods now. I just started that this morning, so I can't even really give you any popular or I can't give you any opinions on that book right now. But if you're ever looking to read, I don't know if you guys like to read books or listen to them, but all those golf books I mentioned, Faraday, Phil, Rainmaker, Together We Roared. They were all great golf books, and I loved them all. I also, if you want to give a listen to, there's a book, I don't know if you guys remember Lisa Cornwell, who used to work for the Golf Channel, and she got, her contract was not renewed, and, she sued the Golf Channel and NBC. Anyway, she wrote a book called Troublemaker, and that was also a great book. I'm a big fan of Lisa Cornwell. I think she just tells it like it is. She's beautiful, and I enjoyed that book too. So there's some book recommendations. How's everybody's game going? You guys having a good year? I know that I've got people follow me on my YouTube channel from all over the world. I know some of you are probably get to play golf 12 months a year, and I envy you. When I drove down to Myrtle Beach and I saw palm trees, I'm like, yeah, it took me 13 and a half hours to get down there. And I'm like, shit, that's not even that long of a drive. It's less than a 2-hour flight for me. And my dream is to be a snowbird, but I may have to go farther south than South Carolina when I retire and become a snowbird, because it still gets pretty cold in Myrtle Beach in the wintertime. Like, you're talking 40s and 50s sometimes. I mean, most days you'll hit like 60, but I'd rather be in a place where, it's around 75 or so. So I may go all the way down to Georgia or Florida and be a snowbird there. However, my wife is like 4 years younger than me, and so, right now it's kind of a pipe dream. I'm only 56 years old anyway, so I got quite a few years left to work. Unless, I start killing it on YouTube, and then I can quit my job and just become a YouTube guy, which would be a lot of fun. But anyway, so that's what's going on. That has been my week. All right, so it was the Myrtle Beach Pro-Am. Pro-Am. The Myrtle Beach National Amateur Tournament, World Amateur Tournament. Had a lot of fun. Played with a lot of guys from all over the country. Okay. And then, like I said, listened to some good books, played some golf back home, got one more round tonight. Then I'll be able to take a few days off from golf, and I'll be back at it this weekend. And yes, I do have a regular full-time job that I do all in between all this stuff, which is really where my focus should be. It is, but I just love golf. I love the game of golf, and I love talking to you guys about it. And I just babble on, I know, in these podcasts. You guys want to listen? Great. If you don't, it's okay. It's just something else to get maybe some more followers and to just be able to bring my look at golf, the average golfer, to you, right? The way most of us look at the game. I wish that I could go out there and be a 2 or 3 handicap or a scratch golfer, but the reality is that I'm not, and most of us aren't, because it's a fucking hard game. Golf is a hard game, and we're all looking for that edge. And I try to review clubs, review balls, try different technologies, different gadgets. I do reviews, and I bring all those reviews to you. We do some cool on-course shit, which I'm going to continue to do. And my channel is all about fun. It's all about, look what the average golfer does with his buddies on the weekends. We have some fun. I'm actually going to film a video this coming weekend. We played a game called The Chairman. We're always looking for different games to play. We tried Bingo, Bango, Bongo one day. We tried Wolf the other day. But some of them are freaking complicated for a video. The Chairman is easy. It's just an easy game to play. It's an easy game to follow along. We all throw in $10. Whoever's got the most points at the end wins. and I can explain the game before the video starts, and then you guys could all get a good idea of what that's like. So that's what's going to happen this weekend, and of course it takes a few days to edit the video. It's not easy work, and it's not quick work, and I'm still an amateur at it, but it gets better and better and easier and easier each time. My son brings multiple cameras now, and so the videos are way better than they were when I first started, and they're going to continue to get better. All right, so that's all that I have for now. Thank you so much for listening to this rambling podcast, Joey D's Golf Journey. Please go out to my YouTube channel. You're probably listening to this on my YouTube channel. If you're not a subscriber yet, I implore you to please subscribe. I want to get to 1,000 followers. Then I can monetize this, and maybe I could get some more companies to support me. Right now, another shout out to Lazarus Golf, because they have been a huge supporter of me. Newton Golf, with the Newton golf shafts, these guys have supplied me equipment free of cost. I mean, Lazarus had me pay for shipping, but it was no big deal. And the owner of Lazarus, Colt, has told me that there's going to be some big changes coming along in that company. So I'm thinking a total redesign of their hybrids, which would be interesting. I love the looks of the new McGregor hybrids. I tried to get them to, send me some stuff and give me a review, but they looked at my channel and went, yeah, not so much. Reach out to us when you're a little bigger, which I will. I don't blame them. It's not like I'm going to reach out to Callaway and they're going to, want me to try their shit out or anywhere else. So I take what I can get now. All right. Once again, thank you all, everybody. Love you. Have a great day. Peace, and we'll talk soon.